We went deep sea fishing, and there was a lot of fish down there. The way that the dolphins said thank you is with splashing water at us. And there was baby stingrays in a little habitat thing. I saw Gaston. I went ice cream for breakfast, and I got to go swimming. I had this really cool swimsuit. It's like orange with color, like, frizzles. He liked to see the princesses. We went to a play Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast.
What I went through down there was just so amazing. I can't pick one thing. I would say it all.
Adam's wish was to see a giraffe and meet Mickey Mouse. Adam got diagnosed with leukemia when I was 36 weeks pregnant. The last thing in the world is thinking you're going to hear that your 2-year-old has leukemia. I ended up having Lucy during Adam's first round of chemotherapy, and I had her on the 7th floor, Adam was on the 5th floor, and Adam's dad bounced back and forth. Adam spent the greater part of 6 months inpatient, so our family was very separated. When he met Doc McStuffins for the first time, he ran up to her and gave her this big hug, and there was an episode where a little girl had leukemia, and Adam watched it a lot, and it made him feel not so different when he didn't have hair or eyebrows. Somebody asked what chemotherapy was, and Doc explained it as a strong medicine. And Adam said, "They left a part out, Mom. They didn't tell you that it makes you barf." You're absolutely correct.
In January of 2017, Grayson went into heart failure, and about 4 days later was placed on the transplant list. Once he got his heart, everything seemed to be really great. He was doing wonderful a couple days after the surgery, and we thought it was just miraculous what kind of recovery he was having. And then slowly his breathing started to have some impacts, and they took him in for a cardiac cath to check to see if everything was okay. And during that time, being put under anesthesia, he went into cardiac arrest twice. We again were in the situation placing him on the transplant list for a second heart.
I heard her phone ringing, and she was like, "It's Juju. Can you go get your mom?" And I yelled for Mom, and she wouldn't come. And then I yelled a second time, and she came, and then suddenly, for some reason, I heard the voice, and it said that Grace is getting a new heart. I cried. I didn't cry. I did not cry. I did not cry. I was emotional. Yeah, you did.
Well, Grayson's wish was to see the not-so-scary Halloween party. The 5 months we spent at Children's Hospital, we watched every Disney movie out there. He got into every movie and was memorizing them and really got excited about all the villains.
What's it like to have a brother be in the hospital?
Sad. Because you don't know if they're gonna die or not because of their heart transplant. Grayson said like the villains when they fall and die.
When we left the hospital, he had been in a bed so long that he couldn't walk. We had him in a wheelchair for a while and then a walker. When we came back from this Disney trip, his therapists were just amazed. It was like the strength came out of him that he was just ready to go at therapy for taking that time off. And they're like, "Oh my goodness, look what this vacation has done for this child." He was just like raring to go and had the strength that he didn't have before.
I woke up one night and I was crying to death, and so my dad took me to the emergency room.
They did a biopsy, and they told us before we left that it was cancer. From there, he had to get a port put in and pretty much started chemo right away.
He wasn't hitting those growth milestones, not sitting up, not babbling, just not growing. So that kind of started the journey. He has a rare form of dwarfism called Sacco syndrome, and he also has inscrutable seizures, which means they're not well controlled by medicine.
He's had as many as 9 in one day at one point, and then he'll go weeks without one. So, I mean, he's probably had, if I had to guess, well over 100 seizures.
We'd take him to the park and there'd always be that worry, what if he has a seizure, or what if he falls off something and I'm not home and I'm not there. There certainly is the worry all the time that something's gonna happen, but you just have to get through it.
The goals are much more short-term than they are, the long-term goal of, graduating from high school and going to college and stuff. You hope he can communicate and you hope he can draw a straight line. So it's something much more simple.
His type of dwarfism is very rare. There's only, 100,000 cases. So really, it is unknown. Lifespan, cognitive abilities, all of that is really up in the air, and it's every day we'll see where he goes and how far he gets.
The playground, that has more benefits than I could ever possibly imagine. Basically falls uncontrollably down a slide because his balance isn't that great, and he'll crash into the ground and you'll get up and start laughing and giggling and you're like, are you okay? Are you okay?
Thank you, Make-A-Wish. You've made a huge difference in my son's life. We have a safe, secure place for him to just be a kid.
Trinity was diagnosed at birth with cystic fibrosis, and over the years since her birth, she's now 17, and she's had over 20 surgeries for cystic fibrosis and hospitalizations, IV antibiotics at home or in the hospital. Chronically every day just suffers with a disease that to many isn't seen very visually.
It's about an hour of medications a day between the two, like in the morning and then in the night, and then over 10 pills a day as well that I have to take. A vest treatment where it goes over my chest and shakes up my airways on like a low pressure and then to a high pressure to try and shake it all up from the bottom to the top of my lungs so I can maybe cough it out. And then breathing treatments to try like saltwater treatments because it actually helps open up the airways more. And then a lot of pills to try and lighten up some of that mucus as well so I can get it out of my system, or just to simply keep up my vitamin levels.
There's a lot of medications that help, but nothing's a cure. She has a chronic disease that eventually will take her life, and that's something that we, struggle with every day.
My wish was to go to Costa Rica. My favorite part was when we went to Guanacaste and we got to do surfing and zip lining over the canopies and the surfing on the black sand beaches. That was really fun.
Saying thank you isn't even enough for the week that we just spent together as a family in Costa Rica. It's something that will always be a gift in my heart that I had with Trinity. And when we have hard times coming up with cystic fibrosis, I'm going to look back on the strength that we have from this week and take it with me to make it through everything.
You can really change a child's life by giving to Make-A-Wish. These are our dreams that you're making come true.
Thank you, Make-A-Wish. Thank you, Make-A-Wish. Thank you, Make-A-Wish.